Hello from England. My last report was from the streets of Leningrad, so I decided that I would go out in the streets of England and ask the people the same questions.
Do you think that the standard of living in this country is better or worse than it is in Russia?
Well, I know living in this area, I'd say like pretty much on an even keel.
Yeah.
Things can get pretty desperate nowadays, can't they?
Yeah. Do you live in the town then? Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Born from here.
Yeah. And have you got a job?
Not at the moment, no. We're only employed now for about 8 months.
Have you?
Yeah.
Nasty. Yeah.
Chef by trade.
Oh, are you? Yes.
The problem I found is I spent 3 years in college getting all these high qualifications. Come out thinking I'd get a job, applying for jobs, but unfortunately most jobs want experience more than qualifications. Now, how can I get experience if they're not going to give me a chance?
Well, that's right. Yeah.
So,
yes.
yeah, the jobs are really few.
So you
and
just
far
have to
between.
just keep trying then, eh? Hey, hello. Hello. Do you think the standard of life here in Britain is better or not as good as it is in Russia?
Better.
You think?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you know there are 13 million people below the poverty line in this country?
Yeah.
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 Okay. And that 3 million children live in poverty? Is in Russia.
I've been to Russia. To be honest, I wouldn't know.
No, I don't know. I don't live in either of the countries.
Do you not? Where do you live?
I live in Australia.
Australia?
Yeah,
Ah.
yeah. So I
Yes.
couldn't tell you.
Is
I
this-
found that some of the what do you call it? The goods, any goods,
Yeah.
are cheaper than in Australia.
Are they really? Yeah. Oh.
And even in some parts of the country,
Yes.
the property markets.
Uh-huh.
It's a bit slow, but it's everywhere, but it's cheaper here. So that's the best I can.
Man, ask the question, do you ever get on with that cameraman? Is me alright and all over, is it?
That's all right.
I'll put my hat on if you want.
No, it's quite all right. Do you think the standard of living in this country is better or worse than it is in Russia?
I think nowadays, yeah, right, it isn't so much I ain't got a problem, I'm not racist or anything like that, yeah, but it's just like, if you're born in this country, and you come from this country, you don't get nothing. But if you come from overseas, i.e. if it's Russia, Kosovo, Poland or wherever, right, yeah, you get everything, you get better than what we get. And at the end of the day, most of them is meant to be over here, the refugees, yeah?
Yeah.
Because there's war-torn countries.
Yeah.
And now all the wars have stopped.
Still
So,
here.
yeah, they're still here.
What have they gone?
Right, and we're meant to be part of the EU, sees it.
Yes.
Yeah, but we're the only ones who don't use, what they're called, I'll get it in my head in a minute, but we have to still pay British prices for stuff,
Right.
tax and everything, euros.
Oh, hello.
Hello.
And do you think the standard of living here is better or not as good as it is in Russia at the moment?
I don't know. I'm assuming it's slightly better because it's a worldwide recession, isn't it, really? So,
Do you know that there were 13 million people in this country below the poverty line?
yes, I did actually. I'm a social worker by trade. That's
Oh, are
my
you?
business, yes.
Ah. Yeah, and 3 million children live in poverty.
Yes.
Yeah. And what do you think can be done about this?
I think it's a very difficult question. I've often thought about this. I mean, what we have to remember is that compared to Russia, the people who are living in poverty are living in relative poverty rather than actual poverty, which I was brought up in a family of 8.
Yeah.
And so, in actual fact, we did live in poverty. We slept 3 in a bed and often just had a boiled egg and bread sold us for tea, So we did live in poverty. I was the youngest of 8 children. So I think maybe probably it is different to Russia. And I don't know, I honestly don't know the answer. It's something that I've thought about a great deal because of my profession.
Yes. Living here is better or worse than it is in Russia?
I think better.
You think it's better here?
Yeah.
Did you know there are 13 million British people living below the poverty line?
I do know that, yeah. The web below that.
And did you know that 3 million children live in poverty?
Yes, I know that as well, yeah. I've struggled with my kids.
Do you get enough to live on yourself?
Not really, no, we do struggle, yeah. We don't use that at the end of the week anyway.
Well, there's elections coming up shortly, so you can vote with your little cross in the corner in the right place.
Oh, it's going to go in the right place. We won't go for this lot, that's in now. That's shower.
Okay, thank you very much indeed.
Right, thank you.
Is good. And I cannot say about comparison, I cannot say because I have never been to Russia and I don't know anything about Russia, so I cannot say.
आपका नाम?
Prince.
तुम्हारा कितना आयु है?
28 का होने वाला हूँ.
Okay then. Do you think the standard of living here is better or not as good as it is in Russia?
I would say probably Russia at the moment.
Yes. So you would prefer you might like to go and live there then?
No.
No.
No, I've been born here and will live here until I
yes.
die.
Do you know how many people in Britain are below the poverty line?
I'm not sure, say a million. 2 million.
There are actually 13 million.
Good.
Yeah. And would you know how many children actually live in poverty in this country?
Maybe more than that.
Do you think Russia is a rich country?
I would say yes, definitely.
That the people in Russia have a better standard of living than they do here. Do you think they're better off?
I think because of the size of the country, it has to be more economic. The size of it. So they must be more advanced than us.
Right. Thank you. Yeah.